Hey guys, so we're back here with George the Iceman, head honcho of Destiny Wrestling here at Battle Arts Academy in Mississauga, owned and operated by Mr. Anthony Carelli, aka Santino Marella.
Yes.
So back to the question I was asking earlier about promotions. So
Yes.
I know you started with concert and club promoting.
Yep.
Was it wrestling first, then you flipped to that, or was that first and then you transitioned into wrestling promotions?
Gotcha. Good question. So, I was actually a club promoter, concert promoter. So I dealt with booking artists, after parties. I dealt with movie premieres. I booked with beer companies, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and artists, and that was my thing. Was the marketing and promotions for concerts. I was a concert and club promoter, and I went to a local indie in downtown Toronto. I saw a poster on a pole, and it was Ricky Johnson, The Rock's uncle, and Ricky Soulman Johnson was doing a small show. And I said, you know what, I'm going to go check it out. It's pretty awesome. You know, I've seen some indie wrestling here and there on TV clips, but it still didn't have the prestige that it is today. It was completely very, very different.
Very different.
Than what it is now. So I said, I'm going to go check it out. So I went. It was at a place called Club OV's, and I checked it out. It was quite an experience, I have to say. And it's where I first met, actually, Edge and Christian. So they were on the card. They were both. Ron Hutchison was there, who was training a lot of the guys, and a few of the other boys were there, and Ricky was there. And the main event was a steel cage match, and he was bleeding all over the place. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And it was at a bar. There were kids at this bar with their parents to watch this wrestling show. And he got out, he finished the match, he won the match, and he went to the bar and ordered a beer. I want to throw a show. So anyways, concert promoting was first. Came wrestling. I did some wrestling shows. At the time, we had a Canadian office for WWE with Carl DeMarco in charge.
Oh,
Awesome.
I did not know that.
Yes, there was a Canadian office. Carl DeMarco was in charge, and he got the job because he was Bret Hart's manager at the time.
Okay.
So there was a relationship already with WWE. So when Bret went to WCW, they asked him, do you want to maybe stay on board and represent, you know, the Canadian aspect of it? And he did a couple of good things for us. He brought, obviously, a lot of the WWE Raws, the Attitude Areas to the Rogers Center, or Rogers Center now, but it was Skydome.
Oh, no,
Right.
it was ACC. No,
yes,
yes.
it was
Skydome, you're
yeah.
right, and then
So
it was
he brought
ACC
that,
transition.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So he, with all our contacts, we were able to get our talent on national television, TSN, and so forth. We were able to get interviews and publicity. We did press conferences. We were able to get a lot of a huge exposure. And I received a cease and desist letter from WWE Canada from Carl DeMarco
Wow.
to stop. Made the call, blah, blah, blah. Talked to Kevin, worked it out. We're going.
Boom.
I said, okay, let's make this happen. So we make the announcement. Place erupts. Goes bananas. We sell out. Turn away people. I said, holy shit.
Once again, onto something.
And this one thing I tell, by the way, all wrestlers right now that are in the game, you must be on top of your social media. It is absolutely essential that you are on your social media, that you're posting matches, that you're tagging videos on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, that you're taking memes and you're creating memes. Because some guys that I hired were based on things I seen on social media. Never a TV show, never national television, but a meme. A friggin' meme that I seen. And I said, who is this guy? And I looked into him. That first gentleman, absolutely. And
Is it bromance buddy?
I love it. So I'm a horror fan. So I don't just go and wait for a movie to come out to the theater, right? And if it comes out, then I guess I made it. No, there's so many great horror movies that I've seen that never made it to the theater. So many great bands that have never been signed to the majors. Great damn music, amazing music.
Yep.
Kind of like indies, right? So okay, so I'm struggling with what do I do, because you have a niche audience with indie wrestling. I need to expand. I need to go and I need to get or convince WWE fans to becoming fans of my product.
Yeah.
WWE fans are very fickle and they're very loyal. No matter what you hear, some of them could knock this or that. They're very loyal to the product.
And also very stubborn when it comes
Very.
to the product.
And
They have blinders completely
yeah,
on.
that's the only thing that they see. WWE.
And that's why. That's what I came to find and understood why that was the case. Was because it was just that's all
That's
all
it.
you know.
That's
So
all they know.
so
that's all
it.
they want to know.
Yeah.
They don't care.
And that's the point. Is that's all they want to know.
The pay-per-view introduces me to a whole new audience.
So now you're global.
Worldwide.
Yes.
International. With that, And again, you'll have this conversation with many promoters, and everyone has their own motto and how they run it. But you gotta, I treat it, not you gotta, I treat it like a brand. Because there's different revenue streams. Whether it's the pay-per-view, whether it's the merchandise sales, whether it's the DVD, whether it's ticket sales, sponsors, there's a lot of forms of revenue to be made when you go on a worldwide scale. And introducing your product to that culture, to that community, and get those followers, that's where you want to be, because now you grow. Now I don't have to stay in Canada. Now you could see me in the States, in California. And after a year of pay-per-views and I come to your town, now you're going to come to the show because you see my product. You know the guys that are on my product. You're familiar with storylines on my product. You like the T-shirts. You want to support that. You know the sponsors that are going to sponsor and come on board to give us money to run ads and advertising, cater to that target demographic. So that's the business aspect, which I really appreciate and love, part of the business. And a lot of, I think, promoters don't look at the particular business model of it, what it entails. They're wrestling fans. Some of them are actually wrestlers, and they want to do a show and they want to do great, but it's mostly about the wrestling.
Right.
And they're forgetting the most important part. This is a business.